What up, Cubs? Welcome to the Den Podcast. I'm Chandler, and I'm with Kel here.
Hello. Oh, is that where I go?
Yeah, that's where you go. But I want to.
I thought you had
So
something else to say.
are we gonna keep this in? We're just gonna keep this in. Just
I think we're keeping this in.
We're gonna
Okay,
keep this in. Okay. So let's rewind.
That's
let's
perfect.
try
That
this
is
again.
Perfect.
Let's
That
try
is
this
perfect
again.
to describe who we are as people. That's perfect.
Yeah, you know, a fun fact behind the scenes, we're like less than 30 seconds into the podcast. I've been sitting here being a little perfectionist for the last like 15 minutes trying to figure out how to kick this thing off.
And I'm the one that messed it up.
Yeah, I think that was honestly the best way that this could have gone. So let's talk elestrals, okay?
So essentially, welcome to the channel for one, because this is the first video that's going to be going up, and we wanted to like just lay out everything that you guys can expect on the channel. And I have an Excel spreadsheet that I'm going to pull up. So
I didn't know about an Excel spreadsheet.
Google Sheets is pretty much Excel, right? Like whenever you think about it.
I guess, yeah. I just meant I wasn't aware. I wasn't made aware of this document.
Oh, I thought you were.
I don't know. Oh, is it the one? Wait, is it the one you made a while ago that I totally forgot about?
Yep, that's that one.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought we were just going. Okay, this is crazy.
We're super professionals here. But
we are going in. But this is all right. Okay.
I love this. So essentially, for the entirety of the channel, we want to have a couple uploads a week where we do some fun videos, like where we're trolling an Elestrals Clash, because as you know, Elestrals Clash is going into open beta at the end of this month.
I'm so
super
excited.
excited for that.
So
I'm
excited.
super excited.
We'll talk about
I think
that
it's gonna
more.
be the
We'll
best.
talk about that more down the line in the podcast today. But yeah, I'm super excited for that.
For sure. And we're also going to be talking about the new cards and like new deck profiles and a bunch of other stuff, but we also want to do some tabletop games for you guys. We want to do a bunch of stuff, but the one thing that you can count on, once a month, we're going to be sitting down and we're going to be having a podcast just like this one where we fumble over everything, but we laugh and have a good time together. But we're going to be talking about everything that has to do with Elestrals.
Maybe a little bit less rambling in the next one, now that we got like the initial intros and everything out of the way.
Brother, it's us.
Yeah, you got a point. I stammer over everything, so we're gonna do it. But anyways, you know, if you don't know who we are, I'm Chandler. I've gone by Grim for years on the internet. You guys can find me on different channels. Links will be in the description to them. I'm not going to say them all because, let's be honest, most of them are probably dead channels that I don't upload anymore. But you guys can call me Grim. You can call me Chandler. You can call me whatever you want as long as it's not late for dinner. But Cal here also has their own personal content that they post to. So you guys can go check out Cal as well under the Radar YT on all social media platforms. I think it's all social media platforms for you, right?
Yeah, pretty much. It's the only thing it's not is like TikTok, and that's because I don't really do TikTok yet. So yeah,
my social media platforms are quite different just because Twitter's dumb sometimes and won't. Well, I guess it's not called Twitter anymore, but who really cares? Anyways, you can find me anywhere, Grimwho. But yeah, very excited for this. Very excited to talk about Elestrals with you guys. The first thing I want to talk about today, in terms of news / events / whatever, is we're going to talk about the Firestorm Set Championships. I just got back from mine literally an hour ago.
Should we show what we both have?
We can, yeah. I have to go grab it real quick. Do we want to make a quick cut right away and grab it?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
All right, let's make a quick cut. 1 second. We both took down our set championships and walked away with the gold. Kind of a crazy way to start a channel. We're starting with 2 set championship winners. It's kind of nuts. But we're going to spend some time today talking about the sets, talking about the decks that we used, and all of the things that pertain to Firestorm. While I awkwardly
it's kind of perfect though. It's kind of perfect though, right? Because the name of the channel is Ursa Den, and we both got the Majursa playmat.
I didn't even think about that. That is so right.
It's destiny. Like, it had to happen.
Yeah, kind of crazy. You know what else is crazy? Vol Tempest. Can we talk about that real quick? The Vol Tempest, and I've seen pictures. Wait, side tangent. Did I see you were at the same locals as MBT? Was that the picture that I saw? That's wild.
Yes.
Shout out to MBT.
So fun fact, my locals is actually stacked. So we have MBT, We have a guy named Tyler who is genuinely just unbelievable at the game. Every single week he plays super, super well. We have a judge, like a literal judge, who is also really, really good. And then we have my buddy CJ, who is phenomenal. He ended up going, I think he went 6-2 and bubbled at Dallas.
Oh, wow, really?
So, like, yeah, like really, really good player. And then we have a handful of other people that like don't show up every week, but are still really, really good. So we have a ton of talent at my locals.
Yeah.
So walking away with even a win on like a regular locals is massive for my locals.
That's kind of crazy. That legitimately is a stacked cast of a locals if I've ever heard of one or seen one. I saw the picture with MBT and I was like, oh, really? Oh man, all right. Glad I wasn't there. Oh jeez.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the set championships was really exciting. Voltempest literally stole the thunder everywhere it went.
Was that an intended pun?
Yeah, you know what? I don't want to talk about it, all right? We're just gonna keep going. I'm gonna sip out of my cup.
Accept it.
We're gonna sip out of my cup and we're gonna keep going. But no, guys,
so
if you weren't, I don't know if you guys had your set championships yet. I know some of them are still taking place after this video will be posted, but very, very highly recommend using Voltempest if you're going and you haven't yet and you're deciding on what deck to use. The deck list that Cal and I ran, absolutely insane, genuinely unbelievable. It just rolled everything.
Which, fun fact, in my tweet I called it the Law Tempest deck because it's almost exactly the same deck that the Law YGO played in his and won the first set championship. It's almost the exact same list I played, except I put in 2 Pandora's Box in main over side, so that way I could just beat other Voltempest on the initial game, which was phenomenal. Happened twice.
You want to hear something crazy? You want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
I didn't even have a sideboard. I did not have to pivot anything out of my main deck at all. Like the entire time. I just went in there with a 60 card deck, well, 40 and then 20 spirits, obviously. But I just went in there, no sideboard, no nothing, and it just stomped everybody. I mean,
how many Voltempests did you play against?
There was only one other mirror, like a specific mirror. Someone else was running, and like it was an interesting. This deck was actually very interesting, and I kind of want to dig into it a little bit deeper. It was not one that I saw on any like tier list or like anything in other videos on YouTube. It was a hybrid of like, it was basically just like a very, very, very heavy Hermes deck. But it was quick turbo into Ankylo Surge with Hermes. So you would use Hermes with, what was it? Spinosect. This Spinosect has the champion of Hermes, right? You would use the Spinosect to search your deck for Hermes, and then with Hermes, you would use it to dump a Carrion into your Underworld, use the Carrion's ability from the Underworld to special cast it, so you'd have 2 on your first turn. Then the second turn, you would just like ascend the Spinosect into a Ankylo Shock, attack for direct damage, immediately go into Ankylo Surge. It was really, really interesting how they built it.
That's really strong.
Yeah, I really want to dig a little bit deeper into that deck list and see if I can build off of it with stuff that's not just Firestorm. Because obviously there are some limitations when you do set championships like that. But yeah, no, it was definitely one of the most interesting decks of the night. It didn't perform incredibly well, but when it did perform, like when I got to see that happen, it was like, okay, maybe there's something here. Like maybe there's a little bit more to this.
See, in mine, it was 7 out of 10 people were playing Voltempest.
Yeah, that's the picture that I saw. I think it was MBT that posted it, and they were just like Firestorm Set Championships, more like Voltempest Set Champions, or I don't know what the joke was, but yeah, no, it definitely. I'm gonna make another pun, and yes, it's intended. It took the set championship by storm. Okay, I said it. Just let it go. Just let it go.
Oh my god. So here's my big question for you.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy the format? Did you enjoy playing it?
I enjoyed the format. I think I enjoyed playing Voltempest more though. Just playing that deck alone, and I'm sure that outside of the bounds of a set championships, the deck could obviously be better. I'm sure there are some tweaks to it that could like improve how it plays, but I genuinely feel like the list that we used, we could just take it to locals and it would perform just as well, even outside of the Firestorm Set Championship.
Yeah.
Like it genuinely just, it performed so well for me. I would say that aside from Voltempest, the other like heavy contender that I saw time and time again, almost every single game, was like turboing into Chrysor. It was so easy to get it on board. And this is
it's very strong.
Yeah, and you were asking me before we started recording this what I got out of the tournament packs. 3 reverse Sorlets. So it was perfect for the deck. They just immediately went in there.
Are you trying to sell those to me, by the way?
I don't know. We'll have to talk about that later, but yeah, I out of I think it was like the 4 packs that I had for TP3, I pulled 2 of them, and then the person next to me pulled 1 as well, and I was like, hey, gimme. And then I traded him something. I don't remember which card it was that I actually traded him for it. I think it was the Leica Void. I think I traded the Leica Void Stellar for it.
You know what?
But
understandable.
Yeah,
that Stellar Leica Void that was worth like $20.
Oh yeah, I wanted the Sorlet. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I do too. That one's worth like 15.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other thing that like I kind of wanted to point out with Set Championships before we move on to the next point is a lot of people were complaining that it was very stale. It was this. It was that. I think it was also just very, somebody found something broken, people played it. I think if we had the Set Championship meta for multiple weeks across multiple different things, and people were attempting to innovate and find something else broken, I think they could. Because I played against somebody who was playing essentially Majesty Turbo, and it almost beat me. Like, very close to beating me.
Majesty Turbo honestly was like, I didn't see any at my locals, but everybody talked about how they were contemplating using that deck.
Because it's strong.
Yeah, it's very strong. You know, you get that Majesty on board and you just like perpetual health. It's just like every turn. Yeah. There's honestly so many different ways that you could have gone into the Set Championships. Obviously, Voltempest, strongest option out of all of them. You want to know something funny, though? The only deck that got 1 game off of me, not like a set or anything, because I won every set with Voltempest. Yeah. Obviously, shout-outs the big electric bird.
Shout out to Voltempest.
But the only one that got 1 game off of me was our Bears list that we contemplated running.
No shot.
Yeah,
really?
Dude. Yeah, I showed up at my locals, and the other person that was there just as early as I was like frantically putting together a deck, and they wanted to run Bears, but they weren't sure what to do. So I gave them the list that we were gonna run.
No shot.
They ended up coming in 2nd place. So I feel like either way, we could have been like if we used the Bears list, at least at my locals, I could have at least top 2'd if I didn't take 1st place. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, but literally the only deck that took a game from me was the other deck that I was contemplating using. I thought that was so funny.
So cool. That's so cool.
Yeah, no, Set Championships was awesome.
And I think that kind of really pushes us into the next thing that we wanted to talk about, which was Firestorm as a whole.
Yeah. Firestorm, I haven't had like the opportunity to open a ton of Firestorm myself. But from the games that I've played, the cards that I have seen and tried to use and that I've read up on about, this set, genuinely, I feel like was a huge shift. Like, I know Elestrals is still very young. It's obviously not been around for a very long time. But Firestorm as a set, the theory or like the concept around the whole divine, like the champions theme and all that kind of stuff, I feel like adding that to the franchise, to the game, it added so many like dynamic shifts. This set, obviously it's not perfect. Like, I'm sure there are other things that we'll be building off of in future sets, but the set as it stands, I feel it added the most unique cards that could also have interactions with previous things from what I've seen anyway.
I also think that, so I will preface this by saying I know what a lot of other people are saying and thinking, and I will talk about that. I think that Firestorm gave us a very diverse gameplay, like, that we can do.
I agree.
Currently.
Mm-hmm.
Like, out of all of the competitions that we have seen so far, like premieres, locals, webcam events, everything, we have had Blistrix win. We've had a like Fire Nexus deck get top 2.
Yep.
We have had Bears, multiple Bears lists get top 8. We have seen Wind. We have seen Like a Void splashed into a bunch of things.
Yeah.
We have seen Water actually be pretty good, because I gave my Globby list to one of my buddies who played it, not like in a tournament, but he played it against people that were practicing for a tournament, and went 7-0 against his testing group.
Yo, that Globby deck that you built, I'm like, I really want to try running it, dude. That deck looks
It's actually really good.
It looks like so much fun. It looks like so much fun.
We have so many things that we can play. The only issue is I think people are getting super hung up on the fact that Like a Void can be easily splashed into everything. So they're like bad meta when it's not. It's like we have a really good package that we can slap into a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But we still have a very diverse gameplay experience. And I love that. I think Firestorm really did offer a lot. And I think people are just looking at it in a little bit of a skewed way.
I agree.
Which is okay. Like, you can have your opinions. That's totally cool. I'm not here to change anybody's opinions or to get them to believe what I believe. I'm just trying to look at it from a different way of like, okay, we can throw Like a Void in here. The same way that in Moonrise and Daybreak meta, we were like, okay, I can throw Eddie, Rabbit, and this in here, you know? I'm thinking about it the same way.
Yeah.
Because nobody really complained about the 5s meta, but some people said it was a little boring. But people are complaining about this when it's essentially the same thing.
Yeah. I never understood, and it's not anything that's like unique to elestrals. I feel like every TCG has those moments in sets where a card comes out and it just gets splashed into everything just because it's so versatile and like mendable and moldable to whatever you're like playing. Like a Void just happens to be one of those cards, and like I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And if there's what's like the saying, like the grass is greener on the other side, or like there's a tails to every heads, like in terms of a coin. If you're worried about people splashing Like a Void in deck so often, splash something in your deck that can counter it, or that can take care of it, or play specifically around knowing that there might be a Like a Void in this deck hiding somewhere because it's commonly splashed. It's just, that's meta. That's just the meta game. Like, cards will always exist in sets where more often than not they can be splashed in anywhere. There's always going to be some sort of card.
And I've even heard some people say that there isn't a counter to Like a Void when there is. Sorlet is a phenomenal counter to Like a Void, because Like a Void sends out Werepups, Sorlet hits over said Werepup, and then your Chrysor hits over the Like a Void.
Yep. In the same turn, really, might I add. You can do that in the same turn.
Really good package. And it also avoids Tsunami once you get out Chrysor, because you can ascend Chrysor over Sorlet and put a water on it, and it avoids Tsunami. Super, super good. So it's like, you know, just try to not get hung up on like certain things that like might be a little frustrating.
Yeah.
Right? But
exactly.
I personally really enjoy the Firestorm meta. I have a ton of different decks that I've built, from Earth Nexus to Wind to Water.
Dude,
I have like an artifact build.
Don't even get me started on the promise of Earth Nexus, dude. So for those of you watching the podcast, hey, what up? You've been here for a minute. Kel and I the other day were talking about certain stuff for a certain elemental spirit thing that I have a preference towards. It's Earth, by the way. The amount of tech, the amount of cards, the amount of versatility that Firestorm is adding, it didn't even occur to me that you could splash in like an Ankylo Shock or Ankylo Surge into an Earth Nexus deck, but it makes so much sense now. You play Ankylo Shock, Nexus onto it, beat over, immediately go into Surge, beat over again. Like, there's so many different tech pieces getting added that are just constantly building up different platforms inside the game. I think we talked about it a little bit earlier, but just the fact that like there's so much versatility being added, it makes it so much more promising for the future of the competitive scene, because we both know, you probably more than me, the early sets, the early meta, you were either running Thunder Nexus or Earth Nexus, or a hybrid of both, and like maybe every now and then in like the really early days you would see a fives deck, but the majority of the time it was an Earth Nexus beatdown, and that's all you saw. Like 76% or whatever the statistics were of like all the top decks that were in their premier events, or well, I mean, I guess they weren't technically premier events at the time, but like whatever they called them back then, the like online webcam tourneys. It was like legitimately an overwhelming percentage of the same deck. And now with Firestorm, not only are they building up the decks that pre-existed, they're giving so much for every other kind of deck that you could possibly want to run.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's just people are trying to what's the term that my friend uses? People are trying to telescope. They're trying to hold a telescope up to their eye, and they're looking specifically at one thing instead of using both eyes and looking at everything, in my opinion, which I think is
they don't have any peripheral vision. They're just tunnel visioning right at the one problem that they see. They're not seeing any of the other plus sides or any of the other things that can deal with the one negative that they're looking at.
And the majority of my Firestorm experience has been at locals, on webcam games with my other friends, and segueing perfectly into the next part, which we can talk a little bit about Firestorm, Clash.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God, don't even. All right,
so,
dude, I can't wait for Clash. It's gonna be so much fun.
So excited. I'm so excited because Clash, for anybody who has not loaded up the game since you first played it and Gorgon's Gaze didn't work, right? So if you haven't played it since then, go load it up. Just update it, load it up, and be pleasantly shocked.
Yeah.
Because there was actually just an update today, because we're recording this, spoilers, on the 11th. There was an update today that automated so much stuff. So now if you cast an Elestral and you have the spirit in your spirit deck, it automatically casts it with that spirit.
No way, really?
Yep.
I guess I gotta play some more Clash after this. But yeah, no. And I can vouch as the person that may not have played it since alpha, because that was me a week ago. And Kel was like, dude, seriously, get on Clash again. Just like he told you guys to do just now. I'm telling you, if you haven't played Clash since like alpha access or like the beginning of the beta, go play it. It is a completely different game. There are so many cards that have been added, so many features that have been updated. Did the update that went through, did you say it was today?
Yep.
Did that update completely revamp the board state as well? Because I know they talked about how in the most recent updates, or in like a very, very soon to come update, they like revamped the entire board state and like made it way more visually appealing.
Yep, sure did. They did that. They added in more cards. They added in a bunch of stuff.
Dude, I can't wait.
So
Clash, we have so many plans for different content when it comes to Clash stuff. I know that Cal will probably be doing the same thing that I will be, but like respectively on our own private channels for stuff that we do solo wise, we'll be streaming it all the time. We'll obviously be doing collaborative projects here and collaborative Clash gameplay, as well as tabletop stuff on this channel. But we're not gonna doing content for just this channel is not gonna be enough elestrals for the both of us. We're gonna have to be playing it outside of this channel as well. So feel free to tune into any of our future streams when it comes to Clash, or maybe some tabletop stuff or some pack openings if we ever do that kind of stuff. Which, you know, pack openings very, very subtly could lead into the next topic that we'll talk about. We won't get there just yet, but I feel like you understand what I meant by pack openings.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, dude, Clash, it's so good. Like, the game isn't even out yet, technically. Like, we're obviously still in closed beta. I can confidently say I will be spending an ungodly amount of hours on this game. Like, legit, I I'm gonna have to check how much PTO I have saved up at work. Like that's how much I'm gonna be playing this game. Like it's
facts.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
The other awesome thing about Clash right now is I was talking to my buddy CJ about this actually. Whenever people think of an online client that starts with every card that is free, right? And it's in closed beta currently, you would think that it doesn't feel like it's much of the meta. What Clash has done is they have put in meta relevant cards first. So whenever you go to load up Clash, if you start playing a meta deck, there's a very high likelihood you're going to get put up against a meta deck. So it's really, 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 really good at practice for future tournaments that are coming up, for future everything that's coming up, even for webcams, because you're getting practice automatically without having to build the cards and having to like put your webcam on and everything like that.
Yeah,
you're getting it just by sitting at your desk, and it's phenomenal.
I feel like everything that we keep talking about is like slowly alluding into the next topic that we want to cover, because now you're talking about tourneys. So should we just jump the gun and switch over and start talking about this? I'm so excited to talk about this.
Realistically, I knew that this was probably going to be the biggest part of the podcast. I assume that this is probably going to be what we talk about the most. So I mean, if you're really that excited to talk about the next point, I guess
you know what? We'll just we can hold off for a little bit. Let's keep talking about some other stuff before we get there, because
so
I was about to make a joke, but like it's
one thing I do want to ask before we go into the Kissimmee.
Spoilers! Don't talk about it.
Before we go into
the other thing, the other topic that we're definitely talking about in a little bit.
What is your favorite card in LifeStream? Not LifeStream. Whoa. Can you cut that out?
No, we just keep it in. Everybody knows what it is. We'll talk about it in a little bit, but spoiler alert. That was a spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert for the next topic, because we're talking about LifeStream.
Yeah.
What is your favorite card in Firestorm?
Firestorm. What a good question. I think genuinely, and I think it's mainly just because of I know exactly what my favorite card is now. I had to I actually had to contemplate if it came out in Firestorm or if it came out in Moonrise, because it was a lunar card. Nemistar, by far my favorite card that has come out in Firestorm.
Such a cool card.
Not even because of how good it is, which, fun fact, it's phenomenal.
It's very fun.
But it's,
I don't know if I would say phenomenal. It's good, but it's
I think
fun.
for a 1-drop that can Nexus 2 and make Elestral be able to attack you directly, I feel like that's pretty decent. I don't think it could. I feel like there's a lot of playability there. I mean,
I just don't think Lunar has those tools yet.
Yeah, but who said it had to be Lunar? Maybe you play a weird hybrid of, like, obviously this is way out there, but tying in what we were talking about earlier, maybe you run like an Ankylo Surge or like an Ankylo Shock, and you're waiting for like the perfect moment. You play Nemistar, you Nexus 2 Lunar onto it. It's allowed to attack directly, and because it has 1 Earth, 1 Thunder, and now 2 Lunars, it's going to deal 4 direct damage, then ascend into an Ankylo Surge and deal another 5. That's pretty nice. That
would be cool.
It's not necessarily like the most ideal thing to have in like your deck composition, but like the ideas are there. And honestly, it's not even based off of the effect of the card. I just think it's adorable. Yeah. I just genuinely think it's adorable, and it has one of the best stellars that I've ever seen. Art-wise,
Blood Moon.
The art, the color, like, it is phenomenal. And I have one coming in the mail. I cannot wait to have that in my hands. I cannot wait. But yeah, what about you? What's your favorite Firestorm card?
Okay. So it's really difficult for me to pick just one, but primarily because the card that I would pick has 2 forms, and that is Nixamera.
You're cheating. You're cheating. You're choosing 2 cards. That's not fair.
I'm choosing 2. I love them so much. genuinely think they are so good, and I think that they have a lot of untapped in potential currently, because a lot of people are like, you're just splashing a bunch of spirits on board, who cares? But like, something that I've done just like for fun and like fun games, I will load it up with like 5 spirits, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will play a new Narpoon. I will Nexus 1 Frost from the Nixamera over to the Narpoon, which allows it to ascend into Waylands, putting another spirit on it. But whenever I ascend it, I siphon every single spirit off of it, which then you can do piercing damage with it. So if they have like an Astrabbit on board, and you just put a 1 for the Narpoon, 2 for the Nexus, and then if you put like 3 for the Ascend, you're not doing 5.
Oh my goodness.
And what's even cooler, depending on which Waylands you go into, you can even rip cards out of the opponent's deck. So if they're sitting on like an Urscote, right? Because they're trying to find all their pieces, and you hit over the Urscote, and you can rip the rest of the Urscotes out of their decks. So that Ursicle, which one? Ursicle. So they can no longer place it to find their other pieces. Super
That's
cool.
insane. Yeah, no,
I love it.
You're gonna, you know what? I feel like the most common sentence that I've been saying over the last like week and a half is, "Where's the deck list, brother?" Because
we gotta cook.
Oh my goodness. Oh man,
we gotta cook. I love Nixamera. I think it has a lot of potential.
Just continuing on Firestorm for a little bit, because you know now the conversation's rolling and Kissimmee can wait. I loved the way that they, first off, the way that they announced like Nixamera. That's how you pronounce the card, right? I'm not tripping.
Sure, close enough. I don't know what's actually lore accurate.
Anyways, whatever the card's lore accurate name is, the way that they announced it at Dallas was so cool.
Facts.
It was incredible the way they announced it, and just the concept itself. Having a card that constantly changes its form, going in and out of the underworld and all that kind of stuff, to just constantly like rotate in between a different form, I thought that was so cool. I just thought that was a really cool mechanic.
I also wanted to show off the 2 full arts. So I pulled them out of my binder.
Oh, is that what you were snagging? I thought I heard like a little zipper, and I was like, what is he doing over there?
Yep. I love the 2 full arts. They look so unbelievably good.
You should hunt down the stellars, the full art stellars.
Brother, I don't have that type of money.
Hunt them down.
I like full arts. That's all I really care about. And if I ever pull an X out of 10, I'm gonna retire, because I will never be that lucky again for the rest of my life. So, but I love.
I mean, I would say you're right, but you're not, because I pulled an X out of 10 and then pulled another one. So there is the chance that you pull 2. Just putting it out there.
Nice.
Oh, I mean,
the only thing I do need is I need a second risen form. The only thing I need.
Just in general, or like a full art one.
Yeah. Full art one.
Gotcha. Well, I'll be on the lookout for that. But no luck on my end so far. I was at the locals tonight, and in between my sets, because I finished them so quickly. Again, shout out to Full Tempest. I like walked back up to the counter, and I was like, yeah, I'll pick up a starter deck. I want to see if I have like some stellar luck. I didn't get anything, but
fun fact, I did. I pulled a reverse stellar Zeus's Call whenever I went, because I had to get a Zeus's starter deck.
Oh, actually,
Titanic Strike.
Yeah, actually, you mentioning that will bring up another point that I wanted to talk about that I didn't even think about. But it was really interesting to see during the set championships. But I will say, I didn't have no luck. I did actually pull a reverse stellar Poseidon's Fury like a week ago when I went to go, and because we were initially building bears, so I went and I bought the Hestia deck, and pulled the Poseidon's Fury out of there, and then never, built the bears. But so I just didn't get lucky today. But you talking about Zeus's Call, you probably already are aware of this or whatever, but I thought it was a really cool mechanic for these kind of like potential mirror matches that we've been seeing. The text description on the Divine Runes invokes, or whatever they're called, like, so Zeus's Call, Poseidon's Fury, Hestia's Hearth, Hermes, what's the Hermes one? Hermes Trickery? Is that what it is? Or
Yep, Hermes Trickery.
Those cards, the way that the cards are actually like read, the way that the text is described, is it doesn't have to be your Zeus or your Hermes or your Hestia
Correct.
or Poseidon. As long as one is on the field, you can use those runes. And I thought that was really interesting because the very first set that I had was a mirror match against a different Voltempest deck. And they're a little bit newer to the game. They weren't like as I don't really want to consider myself a veteran, but I mean I've been playing for a while now. But they just weren't as practiced with like the different rulings and different wordings. And I honestly haven't even laid eyes on Zeus's Call before today, just because I haven't had a bunch of time to read up on Firestorm yet, which is upsetting. But your boy's been busy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he played that, and he was like, "Am I allowed to play this because you have Zeus enchanted right now, or does it have to be mine?" And I was like, "No, you can play that. That's cool. That's really interesting." So I thought that was a really interesting way that it could like play off of someone else's Zeus or someone else's Hermes or whatever the divine is for that specific rune.
So it's actually the same thing for like Voltempest. So like Voltempest is not targetable even if your opponent has a Zeus on board.
Which came in handy.
Very useful.
This was like, it was like the very last game. And the person that I was up against, I had a Zeus on board and Voltempest, and I was about to like attack into them, and they tried to Gorgons me, and I was like, Zeus, and then they were like, and then they shook my hand, and it was game over.
Yep.
But yeah, it was a really fun night. I mean, we're kind of circling back now to the set championships, but I actually had so much fun tonight. I didn't think I would have as much fun playing Voltempest as I did. But I mean, hey, when you're winning, it's kind of hard to not have fun, you know.
Facts.
But
do you think it's about time now that we go into?
Yeah, I think we've I don't know, we dangled the carrot on a stick in front of everybody for long enough, or whatever the expression is. Let's talk about Kissimmee. Let's talk about
how I'm mad. Let's talk about how I'm angry. Let's talk about how I'm frustrated.
What are you wait, this is news to me. Why are we frustrated? Why are you frustrated?
Because I have to spend $500.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, no, I'm right there with you. But at the same time, we were literally right before starting to record this. I sat down and I was like, you know what? I cannot believe that I'm not only somehow rationalizing and justifying spending $500 on a convention pass, essentially, but I'm actually happy about it.
Yep.
You know, it was so. We're gonna talk about Kissimmee. We're gonna talk about the different badges, all the different stuff that you can get, and you know, periodically through the video, I might have a little pop up here and there showing the different like card arts and stuff like that. But Kissimmee is coming up in October. I'm excited to go. I missed out on Dallas. I'm not missing out again. I'm probably just going to be attending as a spectator, mainly because I want to do the side events and get my hands on some spirits and stuff, because they end up having like the special artwork for all the spirits. But the different badge levels and the rewards that you get are really interesting. And talking about Kissimmee is going to be leading into another thing. We already talked about it earlier, because no, I did not cut it out, even though you asked me to. They announced the new set, LifeStream, and I'm so excited for that, like genuinely. And obviously, from what we've seen, I mean, we're also talking about Shattered Stars, I guess now, but in the most recent Shattered Stars month, they put a card in there that was a champion of Aphrodite. So it's basically confirmed that Aphrodite will be the water, like the new water divine that we'll be getting in the set. And there is no confirmation on what the earth component would be to that, but
so real quick,
if you go over certain lore on cards on the website, they kind of describe things, but there's nothing that's like confirmed. So for now, we know that Aphrodite's almost basically confirmed.
And real quick, the way that we're assuming that it is going to be an earth is because in the Kissimmee video, so we're going to take one step back. The premiere packs, right?
Oh,
for
yeah,
Firestorm were fire and wind on the cover. The blister packs were fire and wind.
Yep.
And then we got Hermes and Hestia, fire and wind. So now on Premier Pack 2, we have Leviathan and Tyratlis.
Mm-hmm.
We already have Aphrodite being shown on the Bubloon. So now we're assuming that the Earth will be the next divine alongside Aphrodite.
Yeah.
No news as to what that is yet.
There is no news that's like confirmed. There's like very, if you go like, I'm not even going to talk about it, but if you go like super deep into like the card lore, you can find information on the Elestrals website. If you like actually dig into the lore of very specific cards that could like potentially hint at a future like divine that might be part of this, but that is so vague to go off of that I feel like at this point there's not really even, it's not even worth talking about. It is barely even worth talking about, just because it's so vague and so unconfirmed that there's nothing that even hints towards it. But yeah, no, LifeStream is going to be incredible. But let's not jump the gun so far into LifeStream. Let's talk about Kissimmee for a little bit. If you guys are curious on going, the day that this podcast airs is the day that the badges go live. So unless you just plan on being a spectator, you might be out of luck. The Dallas Open that they had sold out in like, I'm not even exaggerating, 2 minutes. I'm pretty sure all of the competitor badges and everything, they sold out in like 2 minutes.
Which, fun fact, my fiance, big shout out to my fiance, by the way.
Even bigger shout out to your fiance when we talk about more a little bit. But
I was like, hey, I really want to go to Dallas. I want the Stellar bundle, but I don't think I can do it. So can you just make sure that you get me the player badge whenever it drops at noon, right at noon, please? And she was like, yeah, sure, I got you. So she went, and for Dallas, she got me the badge. But she also knew I wanted the Stellar upgrade, so she got me the Stellar upgrade on top of it. She was like, yeah, I mean, you pay for all the bills, and you take care of me, so I surprise you with things. I was like, thank you.
Yeah. That's awesome. Like I said, I did not have the opportunity to go. But shout out to my homie Vivid. If you guys want to check out another content creator in the space, in Vivid Color, my homeboy, my bubba.
I just smacked my mic so hard with my red Solo cup of water. I thought that I just spilled.
He's specifying so hard that it's water. Right before we started recording, he was like, by the way, when you start watching this video playback, I just want you to know that this red Solo cup, it's got water in it, and nothing else but water in there.
True. Because I know for a fact it's going to look like I'm not.
Yeah. I also thought it was kind of funny that we both have like some sort of Solo cup-esque. Mine's not necessarily an actual Solo cup, but it's the same idea. Mine is also water. Mine's flavored water, though, because I felt like having some fruit punch, if I'm being honest. I won this set championship. I'm starting to feel like a kid again. I wanted some fruit punch.
That's how I feel about Capri Suns. Oh my god.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, we're not. Welcome to.
We're not even talking about elestrals.
Welcome to the Ursa Den channel. We're gonna talk about fruit punch and Capri Sun.
And Capri Sun.
Yeah, but so anyways, I didn't have the opportunity to go, which really sucked. I'm really glad that they're giving us a little bit more time to prep travel and stuff for this next Open, because they basically just said, yeah, so this is announced. Badges are sold in 2 days, and the event is in 2 months. Have fun planning for stuff. So unfortunately, I just couldn't go. It was just out of the realm of possibility for me. This time around, I'm very, very thankful that they're giving us a little bit more time to prep in terms of finding hotels or finding Airbnbs or getting airplane tickets, airfare, stuff like that. I wasn't able to attend the last one. My homie Vivid was not planning on getting the Stellar upgrade for himself. So he graciously took my money and got it for me. So I didn't get to go to Dallas, but I did walk away with most of the really cool little like perks that you got from getting the Stellar upgrade. So, but I'm very, very excited to actually attend this time and gather all of the goodies for myself. So just very briefly, in the very, very, very rare scenario that I get this video up before the badges go live and you happen to see it before they go live, the things that you want to be on the lookout for the badges, if you guys are interested in competing, and again, like I said, I might put some little screenshots up to show you guys what they look like, but If you want to compete in the actual Open, you do get a Kissimmee Opens playmat that showcases all of the spirits. You get 3,
which looks so good. By the way,
it looks very good.
So good.
It looks, honestly, dare I say, better than the Dallas.
Stellar.
Better than the Dallas.
I thought we were gonna make a stellar joke.
That is gonna come later, bro, because we got actual
fault.
stellar packages.
My fault.
It is actually very stellar. It is a very, very, very good design. But as a player, you get the player badge. Obviously, it has Zaptor shown on it, but you also get a playmat. You get 3 of the Premier 2 tournament packs. And then, according to the screenshot, you get 1 pack of each original 4 sets. So 1 base set, 1 Frostfall, 1 Daybreak, 1 Moonrise. You get some Clash perks. You get an icon and what looks like card backs, different sleeves to use in Clash. And then you also get 4 packs of LifeStream. So that'll be pretty epic if you guys want to do that. I believe the player badge, you can correct me if I'm wrong because it doesn't show the prices on the screen that I'm looking at right now. But I believe the price for the player badge is $50.
Yep, it is $50.
$50 for entry. And
for what it's worth, I think that the Clash perks are actually super cool.
Yeah, I think they are too.
So for this specifically, I want to talk about Clash for a second. Everything in Clash is free.
Yep.
I said that before. Mm-hmm. The only thing that are upgrades are going to be like that you can pay for are going to be like to upgrade something to a full art, to a stellar, something like that.
Yeah, all cosmetics.
Whereas with things like this, like the Kissimmee, to where you're going to see later, you're going to get Pandora's box keys, things like that. You get upgrades for just going to the event. And I think that is super cool because that does have an intrinsic monetary value, not immediate, but you know what I mean? Yeah. I think it has like some sort of payoff.
No, I agree. And yeah, there is a lot to be said about that. And they also did that at the last Dallas Open with the Stellar upgrade. You got like the Stellar Voldusk buddy, I think, and I believe there were card backs and icons. I'm not positive on that. Don't quote me. I don't remember, but
yeah, I don't remember either.
I'm actually very curious as to how that's going to work when I have to get that from Vivid. I don't know if like the link is paired to his account or if I'm actually going to be able to add it to mine.
I think it would be paired to his Play Network account.
Well, if that's the case, that sucks. I really wanted that Voldusk buddy, but you know what? It's fine. I got the playmat and everything. So, but anyway, let's just continue on. So $50 for the player entry. That's just for the base. There's also a spectator badge. I believe Dallas was $10. I don't know if it's the same for Kissimmee. It might be 20.
It is.
Is it 10?
It's yep, it's 10.
Okay, perfect. So if you guys just wanted
Dallas,
to attend,
I think it was actually 15.
Oh, really? Oh, well, look at that, guys. A little bit of a discount. But yeah, so if you guys weren't planning on playing, but you just wanted to attend, fun fact, even if you just attend, there's plenty of side events that you can play. So even if you don't compete in the tournament, there's going to be plenty of opportunity to play with friends and just people in general if you want to do side events. The next step up, though, instead of just getting the base spectator badge or the player badge, is what they're calling the reverse stellar. The reverse stellar badge. It comes with, instead of 1 of each pack and then 4 of the live streams, you get 6 of all of the existing sets right now. So you get 6 base sets, 6 Frostfall, Daybreak, Moonrise, and Firestorm, as well as the 6 live stream packs as well. There's no premier packs, unfortunately, with just the reverse stellar. So if you want those packs, you're going to have to compete, unfortunately. But you also get the caster title and the icon and the card backs for Clash as well, just like the player badge, but you're also going to be getting 10 of the Pandora's keys, the keys for the Pandora's box, which are
super, super cool.
Yep. Which, as we already talked about, is basically like the loot crate system or like the loot boxes for Clash. That's how you're going to get all of your stellar upgrades, all that kind of stuff. On top of that, you're also going to be getting a very, 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 if I might say, gorgeous. I love, first off, before we even continue, the marble framing for the premier cards
Stop, don't even get me started.
It's so good. It is probably one of the best, if not the best, like specialty treatments that I've ever seen on a trading card, period. Not even just elestrals related. It is like it is just, it's so clean. But anyway, reverse stellar for this one. The last one in Dallas, you got a Stellar Voldusk promo. This time around, you're gonna be getting a reverse stellar Sundial, not Sandile. Sandile's a Pokemon. Sundial.
Sandile is a Pokemon.
Sundial. Don't don't hate me, Dan. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. It is currently midnight, so don't hate me. But yeah, dude, this sundial is gorgeous. And
the playmat.
The playmat is sick, but not only that, this isn't even just your run-of-the-mill sundial. This is a LifeStream sundial. We don't even know what it does yet. The picture that they showed in the video is a completely blank text box and completely blank stats. So we have no idea what this thing is going to do. Hopefully it's good. I have no clue. Hashtag bars, that kind of rhymed. But we're going to be getting it's a different badge that you get. You get a stellar badge that showcases the sundial as well. You also get 2 sets of the marble framed spirit
bundles.
And then you also, it looks like you get a tote bag and a binder, and a water bottle as well. And I'm sure there's a lanyard in there somewhere. Yep, there's a deck box too. That one looks really nice. I like the little like orange hues on the deck box.
Yeah, it's the same build to the Dallas one, which, by the way, the Dallas deck box, I think, is probably one of the best constructed deck boxes I've ever owned in my life.
Yes, I actually used it tonight for the set championships. It's very, very well constructed. I enjoy it a lot. But then on top of that, you're also going to be getting a stellar sundial buddy for Clash. So if you feel like playing some Clash and having a blue alligator next to you or a blue crocodile, whatever it is, which one of those, it'll be it's there if you get the reverse stellar bundle. And then the last one, which is what we were talking about, we were alluding towards it, talking about contemplating dropping $500,000.
I'm not contemplating, I'm doing it.
Well, you know what I mean. Contemplating, whether or not it's worth it or if it's worth it.
It's worth it.
Stellar,
worth it.
They're only calling it stellar in this screenshot, but I believe they call it the serialized stellar bundle. It is a $500 bundle. Oh, the reverse stellar, by the way, I didn't talk about it. It's a $200 upgrade. So you have to buy the original spectator or the player badge, and then you add $200 on top of it for the reverse stellar.
Just so that way people don't look at that as like I'm paying $200 for this. So for reference, how many packs is it again? I have to go back to
it. It is 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. You get an entire booster box,
which is $130 on top of 2 packages of a full set of spirits, which, by the way,
I think those
spirits
the ones from
are
Dallas,
selling for $100 a bundle.
Yeah, the Dallas ones are selling $100 a pop. So if trends continue the same way that they have been,
so it depends, right? Because some of them now are selling for like 60, some of them are selling for like 70. But either way, even if they sell for the low end of 60, the booster box and the spirits alone make up the value, make up for your $200.
And that's not including the exclusive mat that you're going to be getting, the exclusive deck box, the binder, the promo card, all that kind of stuff. It's kind of crazy. We're talking about this. We're talking about it so intently. It kind of sounds like it's sponsored, but it's literally not. We're just
hashtag not an ad.
Hashtag not an ad. But Dan, if you want it to be, hit us up.
I love this game more than I love 98% of people on this planet.
Yeah,
right?
it's kind of crazy how much I've come to enjoy this game. I was a huge Magic the Gathering fanatic for a very long time. This game, within I'd say maybe a month of me playing consistently, has overtaken as my number one TCG just in general.
Yeah. It
beats out Magic. It beats out any card game that I've played, even at some sort of competitive level or just with deep interest. This game is just taking the cake. So hashtag not sponsored.
I agree. Definitely not sponsored. But love Dan. Known him for years.
But we're open to it, Dan. Not sponsored. Our DMs are open.
Don't get me wrong, Dan. If you want to sponsor,
anyways, let's continue shilling this product that we love so much. The Stellar package that you get for $500.
I'm gonna cover this one because I have a lot to say.
All right. I feel like I've actually been talking for a lot. I've been taking up a lot of the oxygen. So yeah, you can.
It's okay. You haven't really been talking. I'm just so excited for this one. Because I feel like this is...
I haven't been talking? We've been recording for an hour. I haven't been talking.
No, you haven't been talking at all, actually. I think your mic's been muted, actually.
That's wild. Okay,
wild.
Tell me about the $500 expense that we're going to have.
The Stellar upgrade. $500. Well, Kel, why would I pay $500 for an upgrade whenever I could just play? Let me tell you why. First thing, you get 5 spirit bundles, okay? Now remember, I said that they're going for, on the low end, $60 a pop. That's $300. You're also getting 108 packs, 18 from the first 5, and then another 18 from LifeStream. So that is 3 booster boxes. That is another $300, like $360 value.
That is, it's actually so much value.
Which, by the way, if you want to keep math, I'm not good at math. I think that's like $600, right? You're getting
3 booster boxes at like 130 a pop. That's 360. Then if you want to add in the $300-ish for the spirits at the low end, yeah, that's like 660 total so far.
So now you also get a backpack, not a tote, a literal backpack that says Elestrals Kissimmee on it. I need that backpack. I don't have a backpack for my cards, and I want to rep Elestrals whenever I do that.
Don't diss the tote bag. The tote bag is there too.
But I like a backpack. I like to be able to huff that stuff on my back. I'm a big back for a reason, you know?
Yes, sir.
But you also get 25 Pandora's box keys, which we don't know what the actual price of them is going to be yet, but that's still pretty good for Clash. You get a Stellar Funglo Buddy in Clash. Super cool. Which, by the way, everything from the reverse stellar upgrade you get. So you get the sundial buddy, you get the sundial playmat, you get the deck box, the bag, the bottle. But the real thing that I want more than anything,
he does.
You get a full play set.
He does.
of the sundial promos. I need that. You get a full art stellar marble funglo that is titled, which we don't know what it does yet, but the art is beautiful, and I'm hoping that you put a picture of it up in editing because it is so
I will.
Unbelievably gorgeous.
I will for sure. It'll probably even be in the thumbnail, let's be honest. But
you even get a mat that is it's the full art stellar funglo, but it's a mat, and I need that mat.
Yeah.
There's
not
only
to mention
50 of them.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that. Not only is it, you get all these added bonuses, there's only 50 of them ever. So if you guys were going to go for the reverse stellar bundle, you don't have to worry about them selling out immediately. You should pretty much be able to add it to whatever one you order. But the stellar one, that will more than likely sell out so fast. And
in minutes.
Like let's put the full art aside. That's an X of 50 in the marble slab, in like all that, like just putting that aside, and the mat that there's only 50 of, right? Let's just put all that aside. If you get this, you'll be one of 50 people to have a stellar Funglo buddy in Clash. No one will ever have access to that. At least I assume that no one will ever have access to it, because I think that's the same way that the Voldusk is. But that, to me, I know it's kind of like stupid to think about this because it's Elestrals. It's a nice flex, but it is such a flex.
And it's such a subtle flex.
Let's go 2 years down the line when Elestrals is the biggest TCG that's ever been created. You're almost never gonna see a stellar Funglo buddy in Clash, ever. And
except you will when you run into me on the ladder.
That, and I'll be seeing it every day because I'm gonna be having one. But yeah. Anyways, dude, I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
The other thing that I didn't mention that you also get is you get the gold plated card for the sundial.
Oh yeah.
Which, to be honest with you, that's the one thing in the bundle that I'm not like crazy hype about.
Yeah, they're
you can't
cool
play
to have.
But it's a nice little show off.
They're cool to have, and they hold some sort of value, because I'm pretty sure that the Kickstarter for Clash, the golden bunny, the golden ash rabbit, that has been like, I think it was flipped for like somewhere around $100 in the marketplace server, per my recollection. I might be wrong. The Pentair from the original Kickstarter also did something similar with those numbers. So even if it's not something that you're hyped about, which I'm in the same boat as you, I'm not really too excited about it. It'd be different if it was playable, but it's not.
Yeah.
At least it's something that you can sit on for a little bit. Something cool to look at. It's a shelf piece, and then if you want to, at some point, you can flip it to buy another booster box.
Yeah. I'm unbelievably excited because now I have a champion mat, right? I have other unique mats. I need this Exa 50 mat.
I love how subtle you were about it. I have other unique mats.
They're pretty unique.
Yeah, some would say exclusive.
I need that mat right there. I need it.
Yeah, I agree.
I want it.
I agree.
That's all I care about.
I'm right there with you, dude. I need that mat. And like, so as much as I would also want to like use it and play it, if I actually am lucky enough to get my hands on this promo, I was thinking about this on my way to the set championship. I'm like half tempted to get them like custom matted and framed, like to get like go to Michael's or whatever hobby store will do that stuff and like actually just get a frame formatted to showcase this mat and this card off. I feel like that'd be such like a cool showpiece to have on my studio walls. Yeah, regardless, I'm so excited. And now that we've kind of talked about Kissimmee, we can talk a little bit more about LifeStream. There isn't too much to talk about. I'm mainly just excited to talk about there's a future set. And the thing that I'm really excited about with this is that I believe it's kind of been like hinted and poked around and confirmed that unlike Firestorm and unlike Moonrise and all the previous sets, Dan isn't going to be announcing too many cards. They're going to be like, what is it called? Like drip feeding us or whatever. Like
pretty much,
like slowly just trickling cards every now and then. Because I feel like that'll leave a lot of hype for when the set actually releases. Because I'll be honest, I love Firestorm. I love everything that's come from Firestorm, all of the different metas that it's brought, all the different like tools and tech wear that you get for certain decks and all that kind of stuff. The fact that I knew 90% of the set list before it was released, it kind of just like, I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. I'm excited for this card to come out, but there was no excitement. There was no opening up a pack and being like, oh my God, what is this? What is this card? I've never seen this.
So here's the unfortunate thing. I do think that releasing the entire set for LifeStream will have to happen because, okay, so another part of this that we haven't talked about yet, Kissimmee's format is LifeStream.
Oh, that's true. And yeah, we didn't talk about that. Yeah.
Comes out like the week before Kissimmee. So the way that Dan has gone about it with production and everything like that, if you have a player badge that is linked to your email and they see an order come through from your email pre-ordering your LifeStream cards, your order will be manufactured first and it'll be shipped out first. That way you can make sure you have your cards for the tournament.
Yeah, that's very true.
Great idea.
Very, very
phenomenal.
True.
Phenomenal. But I think because it is so close, he will have to release the entire set by the end of like, I'm going to say at least by middle of September.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even then, that's legitimately only 2 weeks to practice or 2 weeks to deck build. I feel like
or to like theory craft.
Yeah, or to theory craft. I said that out loud. I was like, I like the fact that they're not announcing everything, but if they're releasing it around a tournament just like that, I almost feel like it's necessary to have the whole set list in the public eyes for like at least a month. Like I would even say a month, because like because some people compete, but they don't have all the time in the world to deck craft and theory craft and all that kind of stuff. So there's gonna be like the diehards that will sit down for like the 2 weeks before the event happens and craft their deck and play hundreds of games to test what's working and what's not. But for the people that aren't but want to utilize the new cards, I feel like it's almost vital to get the set out a month early. But as long as it's not, I don't mind knowing a set list before the game or like the set is released, but knowing it so early was kind of like, it took a little bit of the fun out of opening up some packs. Because like Firestorm, I'm pretty sure we got like all of the cards like 3 months before the set came out or something like that. Maybe not that drastic, but I feel like it was a while before Firestorm actually came out that we had all the information.
The final announcement for it was actually at Dallas. Nick Samara was the final announcement, and it was when we were at Dallas.
Yeah.
So to put that in perspective, we were in Dallas in around April, I believe.
Yeah, it was.
And
It was.
the
It
set
was
just
in,
came out.
Yeah, I think Dallas was in March, and it came out in May. So, yeah. Well, I mean, there's that. But regardless, I'm super excited. I'm really really excited to see format wise what LifeStream is going to bring for the competitive scene. Because obviously, it's always fun to see what cards are coming out in general. Like we talked about my favorite card being Nemastar. It's not like competitively viable, but I still love that card. But it'll be really nice to see how quick people take LifeStream into the competitive scene.
Yeah,
because I am assuming the set list will be fully available a month before, but if what you said ends up being the case and it's like 2 weeks, I'm so excited. Because not only will it be fresh in the meta, it'll be fresh in all of our minds.
Yeah.
Like,
I also think it'll be very cool to see like how Kissimmee is, right? Which is essentially, it's going to be the biggest tournament of elestrals that they've had so far.
Mhm.
To then go from Kissimmee to the last premiere of LifeStream. What is that going to be like, and how different are they going to be? I'm very excited to see that.
Yeah. You know, something else that we didn't really talk about, and obviously this all hangs in the balance of whether or not we are lucky enough to get the Stellar upgrade when we buy our spectator badges. But we will, at Kissimmee, most likely be doing like an IRL vlog / well, we might try to record an episode of the podcast live. We might try to do some of that kind of stuff in person. But one of the things that we're going to be doing for sure is cracking open some packs together, probably recording the whole thing.
Oh yeah,
and just making one hell of a time out of it. It's going to be such a blast. And
hell yeah,
I'm so excited.
And so the other thing that will kind of dangle a little French fry in front of people's face.
I like how
I'm fat. I like French fries.
I like how I went the healthy route when I said it before, and I was like dangling a carrot on the stick, and you were like, "Hey, holding up a French fry in front of their face, extra salt."
Oh, you put a little bit of salt and some cheese on it with some bacon. I'm fat. The other thing that we're also going to try to be doing is potentially having some other people join us, which means that we might be able to have some extra guests on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Or have some extra people hanging out with us in some videos. So we're really hoping that Kissimmee were able to kind of pull out all the stops that we want to with
For sure.
with the podcast for that month, which would be October.
Yeah. You know, Ursa Den as a channel, it's going to be a community space, and, you know, it's a den. There's a lot more room in here than for just 2 people. We'll see what the future
cozy.
brings. I'm really excited to see what happens. But like I said, like we said at the beginning of this will be a monthly podcast. We'll be talking about everything new, everything exciting. Let us know your thoughts down below on everything that we covered today, whether you enjoyed the set championships for Firestorm, whether you enjoyed Firestorm as a whole, if you're excited for Kissimmee, if you're going to see us there, if you guys are going to see us at Kissimmee, let us know. We'll see what's up when that time comes around, but we're so excited for the future of this channel, future of Elestrals. With that being said, I think we're going to get up out. Anywhere or anything that you want to say before we end off the initial... what's that called, like the christening of this channel, the first episode of the podcast?
I was about to make a really inappropriate joke, but I didn't.
Is that what it's called, like when you bash a champagne bottle on a boat, you're christening the boat?
Okay. Complete side note.
Is that
I know
not
of christening as like a baby christening. So whenever you said, "Is that what it's called?" When you smash, I was like,
oh my god! Okay.
No.
No. I'm like 90% sure that I'm right on this, though. I'm pretty positive.
I'm just sweating from laughing.
Anyways.
The only thing that I really want to say is our links to our respective channels will also be down in the description below.
Very true.
If you guys want to, go hang out with us there. But ultimately, this channel is going to be for friendships, and it's going to be for community and a safe space and enjoyment for everybody. So please grab your popcorn, because we're going to be having a lot of fun over here.
All right. I couldn't have said it better myself. That's awesome. All right. It's been Shannon Kelt, the Den Podcast. See you guys next time.
Later.